Scenes in the Bahamas will bring little comfort to those who find themselves in the path of this storm, and of most concern has not just been the ferocity of its impact, but the slow pace at which it is moving. Dorian has essentially been crawling at just over 1 kilometer per hour, with reports suggesting it literally stalled over the Bahamas, causing widespread devastation through a combination of deadly winds, bands of sweeping rain and coastal flooding, a surge in water as high as 7 meters deep. Dorian is responsible for at least 5 deaths in the Bahamas, with the roofs of homes blown off, their walls collapsed, while floodwaters have inundated structures, a level of devastation that will remain unclear until the storm passes in its entirety.
As with any hurricane, it's not just the winds, it's the water that proves so dangerous and so devastating, and this is what we've seen in the Bahamas. So storm surge, and we're talking about very low-lying islands here. The storm surge has been 5.5 to 7 meters above the normal tide level. It's, as I said, it's life-threatening, it's devastating, it's now weakened to the equivalent of a Category 3 hurricane. The winds are still devastating, the storm surge is still life-threatening, and the rainfall is still torrential.
As many as 13,000 homes have been destroyed on the archipelago from a storm already estimated to be the second most powerful ever recorded in the Atlantic Ocean.
We are in the midst of a historic tragedy in parts of our northern Bahamas. Our mission and focus now is search, rescue, and recovery. I ask for your prayers for those in affected areas and for our first responders.
As millions now brace for its arrival, from Florida to North Carolina, with mandatory evacuations in force along vulnerable coastal areas.
It's one of the largest we've ever seen. Its effects will be felt hundreds of miles or more from the eye of the storm, and long before it potentially makes landfall. It's going to go at hundreds of miles. We expect that much of the eastern seaboard will be ultimately impacted, and some of it very, very severely. My administration is coordinating closely with state and local authorities.
The United Nations Secretary General earlier expressed his solidarity with the people of the Bahamas and promised support for government-led rescue and relief efforts. The National Hurricane Center believes this system will remain dangerously close to Florida and the southern states, but that the eye of the storm is expected to remain offshore as the outer bands extend some 70 kilometers from the nucleus of the system, bringing sweeping rains and winds to the states of Georgia and South Carolina to Florida's north by Wednesday. But the Hurricane Center has also warned that any slight deviation of this track to the left towards the U.S. mainland, this could bring the core of the hurricane over the coastline with devastating consequences. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.